Oh, why is he called Mahaprabhu? Oh, I see. Okay. But I like the other part too. His name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Because it's some brilliant thing that Srila Prabhupada did to term this Krishna consciousness. It seems, I mean, we take this so for granted, it seems so simple. But Guru Maharaj is pointing out, it's Krishna Chaitanya. Because if you say Chaitanya, means consciousness. And Krishna Chaitanya, we don't want to get in all the details here, but so Krishna Chaitanya, rendered in English, is Krishna consciousness. So Guru Maharaj says, following that theme, when it comes time for Chaitanya, for Keshava Bharati to give Mahaprabhu his name, he says, basically, because you are Krishna consciousness personified, and your whole sannyas persona and vigraha is to give Krishna consciousness to others, your name will be Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Right? So, and interestingly, around that, before that was giving the sannyas mantra, the Mayavadi mantra is Tattvamasi, like thou art that, it's translated as sometimes, or that Brahman, that divine, what is divine, you are that. But before he was going to give the mantra, because he's giving the Mayavad style at that time, Mahaprabhu says, oh, I heard the mantra in a dream. Is this the mantra? And Mahaprabhu says to him, Tat Tvamasi. But when he says it, it means something different. It means, I am his. It's Gopi Bhav, saying, I belong to Krishna. So the sound, the words are the same, the sounds are the same, but the conception has changed. That's what's all important. What conception are you getting from the heart to heart? What's being infused from one heart to the other? The concept, the feeling, the mood, the love behind the words. That's why you have to go to an authentic source. On this point about Prabhu, Mahaprabhu, I just feel compelled to say this, that, well, first of all, it's true, if you read Chaitanya Charitamritam and Chaitanya Bhagavat, you'll see it says, Prabhu Kohe. Prabhu means the Lord. The Lord said, Prabhu Kohe, Kohe, Hari, Maha Mantra, and these different slokas. Always saying Prabhu Kohe. It doesn't say Mahaprabhu said, it doesn't say Sri Krishna Chaitanya, it says, most of the time, it says Prabhu Kohe, the Lord said. So, but there's Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu. It's like you read Srimad Bhagavatam, sometimes Bhagavan means Balaram, sometimes it means Krishna, sometimes it means Vyas, sometimes it means Sukha, sometimes it means Dronacharya, Bhagavan Drona, Bhagavan Badarayani, Bhagavan Badarayana, Bhagavan Narada. It can mean different things. So the devotees, when we mean Sri Krishna Chaitanya, we'll say Mahaprabhu. Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, but Mahaprabhu will mean Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, like that. And Guru Maharaj loved to chant, sometimes he just say, Mahaprabhu, his own version of Prabodhananda Saraswati's Chaitanya Chandramritam sloka, where he say, Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundara Nagara Bara Nityam Nijer Namabi. He could just say this like his own mantra over and over and over again. Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundara Nagara Bara Nityam Nijer Namabi. Where it says he is taking his own name and singing and dancing in Navadvip. And I want to say one other thing, which is that in Radha Kunda many years ago, and one of the first times I went there was someone there who was acting as a guide for devotees, rightly or wrongly, we can say. And later I found out their spiritual lineage, and I'm not going to go into all of that right now, but he was telling me at the time what the so-called Radha Kunda Babajis, what their objections were about Gaudiya Math, or things they found unacceptable. And one of them was calling each other, the males, Prabhu. You know, so Krishna Das Prabhu. And he said, here it's only Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Mahaprabhu. Because Prabhu, in many, if not most places, is reserved for Guru. Only Guru is called Prabhu. So sometimes you will hear someone say, in certain parts of India, in certain circles, say, do you have a Prabhu? Yes, I have a Prabhu. That means Guru. Guru, Lord, etc., Master. Yes, I have a Prabhu. And one of the names popular with Sahajiyas, Jata Goshayas, Prabhupada. They like that name very much, Prabhupada. So Saraswati Thakur, one of his Jata Goshai disciples, Aprakrita Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, because he was Nityananda Vangsha, coming in the line of Nityananda Prabhu, and he knows they're calling their gurus Prabhupada. They're calling Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada so that people won't think he's any less than one of these gurus. But I met one of them once and went to their house, and they were worshipping this portrait of Mahaprabhu and of Nityananda Prabhu, and this man's name was something Prabhupada, and he had a wife and children, and his little boy was crawling on the floor, and he like crawled up to me, and the father said, oh, that's Sukadev Prabhupada. I thought, he's Prabhupada too? Oh. He's like, yeah, like, you know. Sukadev Prabhupada. Okay. But anyway, so he said, we only say Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Mahaprabhu. But he didn't understand. We heard from Srila Prabhupada, later echoed by Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. A Mahabhagavata Guru doesn't accept anyone, see anyone as disciple. They think that so-called disciples are vaibhav, or expansions, extensions of their own guru. And that actually they're there to serve the disciple. They're the so-called master, teacher and student, but they're saying, really, my seva is to serve the student, is to serve the disciple. Like today is, Easter Sunday, right? Is it? Okay, all right. You're looking at me like, oh, bunch of heathens. No, okay. And just to say one thing about Jesus Christ in this regard, Guru Maharaj said a few things here and there. I'm not going to speak at length about that. But one thing he liked that he observed, he said, when Jesus, there's one pastime where he washes the feet of his disciples. And the way I heard it when I was a child was not only did he wash their feet, but they say like with his hair he dried their feet. So Guru Maharaj said this idea that what is supposed to be objectionable in you, meaning the disciple, the Guru, the Lord, Prabhu, he's going to cleanse that. That's his seva, is to cleanse the undesirable aspects that we've acquired, the acquired prejudices, acquired tendencies. So from this perspective, it's seva, it's servant. So the Guru is the servant of the disciple. Elsewhere he said, as the pujari takes a fruit, washes the fruit clean, peels it, and makes it fit to be offered to Krishna. So the Guru's seva is to cleanse the disciple of all impurities and make them fit for divine service. So Saraswati Thakur, seeing his disciples as Vaibhav or extension of his Guru, addressed them as Prabhu. So it was unheard of that a Guru would call his disciple Prabhu. Up to this point, only the disciples were calling Guru Prabhu. So they could not understand the divine vision of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who really, sincerely, earnestly, deep from within the heart's core, addressed his disciples as Prabhu. Dashoshmi, saying, I am your servant. And Mahaprabhu then would be Guru Rupa Hrim Gauram Radha Ruchi Ruchavratam Nityam Nomi Navadvipe Nama Kirtana Nartanai. The Guru Rupa of Hari is Gauranga. Guru Rupam Harim Gauram, Gauranga. Mahaprabhu Gauranga Sundara, Nagarabara Nityam Nidhir Namabi, Tyakta Sudushita Surepchita Raja Lakshmin. He gave up the imperial throne of the love in the heart of Vishnu Priya to Dharmist Arjabachasarya Mayam Rigam Doita Ipsitum Amba Davad, to chase, mercifully chase after those souls who are running after Maya. We're running after Maya, he's running after us. Rupa Goswami is saying, Namo Mahabharanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Nama. Guru Maharaj will say, what is the nature of Sri Chaitanya avatar? Because previously, just as Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan Krishna appears once in a day of Brahma, so this Mahaprabhu that you say, Radha Bhava Dyuti, heart and halo, enveloped of Radharani, appears once in a day of Brahma, after the Krishna appears. Other Mahaprabhu in other ages, they're doing Nam Sankirtan and distributing Krishna Nam, but are not in the Radha Bhav, mode and aspect. So, when asked by one devotee, somewhat puzzled, thought, it's too inconceivably wonderful what Mahaprabhu is doing, and we seem so undeserving of that sort of gift. Why did he decide to do this? And Guru Maharaj's response was to say, this is the nature of Sri Chaitanya avatar. When we say most magnanimous, he prefaced this by saying, what should he distribute? Stone chips? He said, no, he will distribute not only something that he conceives valuable, but what he conceives most valuable. So what that is Prema and Krishna Prema, and what is he tasting? Mahabhav, heart and halo of Radharani. He's tasting what she tastes. Sri Radhaya, Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vaneva. What she alone tastes, he's now tasting that, and he's thinking, there's nothing better than this. I want everyone to taste this divine substance. So, Nityam Nijar Namavi means what he's tasting, he wants to distribute that. Not that I'm going to taste Mahabhav and give them something. They'll be very happy with what I give, but it won't be what I'm tasting. No, he's thinking, I'm going to give you exactly what I'm tasting. Whereas we're told only Radharani and Mahaprabhu can taste Mahabhav, and Guru Maharaj said, Radharani, out of gratitude to her servitors, turned and said, here, taste what we're relishing on our plate. So that's the highest thing being given to the lowest people. And that's the nature of Sri Chaitanya avatar. So his compulsion is to share what he's tasting as the best and the highest, to extend it to others. And that's where the Odarja aspect comes in. Normally, we're told Krishna Lila Amrita Sar, Tar Shata Shatadar. Krishna Lila is Amrita Sar, the cream, the essence of all nectarine substance. But it's reserved for the highest section of liberated souls. That's why we hear at the end of Upadeshamritam, Premaika, Bhakta Nishta, Parama, different gradations of devotees are being given. Narada, Uddhava, etc. So we're told, Prestalibi, and then those confidential servitors, the Sakis who are assisting Radharani in that group, how the waters of Radha Kunda are a rare achievement for them. So it's showing some structure and gradation and indicating how rare it is to come in connection with this highest sort of divine substance. What does it say? Asulabha Kim Punar Bhakti Bhajam, something like that. Yad Preshtam Alay. I forget exactly what I'm saying. So if it's a rare achievement for them, then what to speak of other devotees? But Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Lila, he's distributing this freely to everyone who will accept it, who can appreciate it and accept it. So, Rupa Goswami says in the beginning, Kaviraj Goswami quoting Rupa Goswami in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita saying, Anarpita charim chirat kornaya avatirna kalo samarpaitam unatojvala rasam swabhakti sriyam. What was never given before is now being given by Mahaprabhu. So he's come. Remember, and the other times he comes, Nam Sankirtan. But in this one time, after Krishna, Swayambhavan Bhagavan Krishna appears, now he appears, this time is Aswadhyena bhuta madurima. He wants to taste what she's tasting, experience what she's tasting, and decides to distribute that to others. So it hasn't been given previously, it's only being given now by him in this most magnanimous gesture. And we could say, just for the sake of analysis, well, why not in the other ones he's not in that tasting position? But now that he's tasting this, what is the natural outcome? If we're tasting something very, very nice, you know, have you tried this? You got to try this. This is unbelievable. It's something like that. He wants others to relish what's beyond their constitutional capacity as jiva souls to experience. That means it's impossible. Impossible. Impossible things are the best, actually. What's possible, why should we be interested in that? But what's impossible, that is interesting. Krishna is the impossible of impossible things. Krishna distributing Mahaprabhu, Mahabhav. Radha Bhavaduti Subalita Nomi Krishna Swarupam. But a good approach is Nityananda Prabhu. Because when Nityananda Prabhu, we're talking, he's so intoxicated with Krishna Prema, he doesn't realize how fallen we are. It's when the fallen souls can sneak in, because he is relishing Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. And as I mentioned that time in South Africa, telling the group, because I just heard Guru Maharaj say that, and Nityananda Prabhu is going door to door, trying to bring people in connection with this divine substance, and saying, you know, all you have to say is, I want it. Right? And some little boy way in the back of the room stood and goes, I want it! Because I said, all you have to say is, I want it. He said, I want it. So from the heart of a child, he can understand. I don't understand everything they're talking about here, but it's something very divine and wonderful. And he said, all you have to do is say, I want it, and then you get it. Then I want to go on record right now and tell everybody, I want it. Put me down as wanting it. Satsanga sevadirninam samsaresmin kanardopi. Satsanga sevadirninam. In this world of Maya samsara, birth after birth after birth after birth after birth. Those who are fortunate get the most valuable treasure. Satsanga sevadirninam. Those who can bring you in connection with this divine substance. That is their happiness. Those who know what it is substantially will feel some pain in their heart that others are deprived. Like, such nectar is to be had, and people are, you know, in a parched desert in want of a drop. Vanchitosmi, vanchitosmi, vanchitosmi nasangshaya, vishva gora rase magnam sparshopi mamanabhavat. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur said, I've been cheated, I've been cheated, I've been cheated. Of this there is no doubt. Mahaprabhu flooded the world with Krishna Prema, and I wasn't touched by a drop. But Guru Maharaj said, what does that mean? Prabodhananda Saraswati, Tunga Vidya Saki, one of the Asta Sakis, she's saying this. He said, because what it really means is it points to her necessity and capacity. What's a flood for others isn't a drop to her. He said, like the elephant and the ant. What is the requirements of an elephant? That type of foodstuff, because of the magnitude of hunger and hankering. So the great devotees who have so much genuine hunger and hankering can say something like that. I wasn't touched by a drop. He said the whole place was flooded, but for you. So if we can even remotely come in connection with those who express such sentiments, which we can by the grace, the mercy of our Guru Varga, their gracious, what does it say on the sign down? Grace extended, right? Around the corner, it says that on the sign. Grace extended. Philosophy, community, and there's one other thing. But I like it says grace extended. The agents for the extension of grace, Sadhu Shastra, Guru Vaishnava. Hare Krishna.